Episode 6 of Tech Girl Talks is here. This is the VOD, of course. These normally happen on a Wednesday on Twitch at 1 p.m. SAST, but in case you didn't get to see it, and make sure you can catch up right here on YouTube. Today is quite a controversial topic because we're going to be talking about the hot tub meta. I tried to deal with this in as sensitive and fair way as I possibly could. I tried to give all sides of the argument, and I tried to keep my own opinions to a minimum, or if I did include them, make it clear that I'm open to discussing these. It's not a hard hit, this is my way or the highway. It's a controversial one, but I think you'll enjoy it, so let's jump into the episode. What exactly is the hot tub meta? If you don't know, let me explain. A couple of months ago, some women and some streamers who identify as women figured out that they could sit in hot tubs, in bikinis, sit in swimming pools, and it got them some views, a lot of views, and it became a thing. A lot of people, a lot of streamers were doing these hot tub streams. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's just something that was able to make these streamers find a niche, potentially get some new views, make some money, and that's what they did. Good-looking girls in bikinis, in hot tubs. It worked. That was their thing. That was what the hot tub meta is. When it started, obviously it was under the just chatting thing. As time went on, Twitch added an entire tag, so you could tag yourself in, specifically, I believe it was pools, hot tubs, and beaches. And a lot of young women and those that identify as women jumped into the fray, or the pool, for want of a better term. It wasn't only women who jumped in, men did it as well. And the thing is, Twitch's community guidelines, Twitch as a live streaming platform has community guidelines that you have to abide by. And Twitch is not a gaming platform anymore. A lot of people presume Twitch is a gaming live stream platform. That has changed over the last few years. You've seen a lot of new creators come in that aren't gaming focused. So there are musicians, there are chefs that come in and do cooking streams. There are people that do ASMR, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There are people that just do just chatting. And it has become far more than what it used to be, which was just a place where people played games. Gamers were the first ones on, but Twitch at no time has ever called itself a gaming live stream platform. They are a live stream platform. The idea is that anyone can come on here and live stream whatever they're doing, which is fine. Twitch also has a series of community guidelines, and obviously that is to try and protect the users that are on here, because it is a 13 plus platform, meaning anyone from the ages of 13 can be on here. So to be clear, with regards to the hot tub meta and the hot tub pools and beaches, Twitch's community guidelines do allow swimwear as long as it completely covers the genitals and those who present as women have their nipples covered. Hot tub and pool streams are fair game, but the content or the camera focus cannot be on breasts, buttocks, or the pelvic region. That was kind of where we sat with the hot tub meta. And here's the thing when it comes to the hot tub meta. I don't care. I legitimately don't care if beautiful women with big boobs or small boobs or just nice boobs are sitting in a swimming pool talking to viewers. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my use of Twitch. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. If you are an extremely attractive man or woman and you found a way to make money from this and you can just sit in a swimming pool talking to people, sweet. If you're an extremely attractive woman who's found that if you dance in yoga pants on Twitch, you can make money, cool. Like, you do you, boo. And to be completely fair, I don't really like my body. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's great. I cover it up more than anything. But if I loved my body and I thought that I looked banging in a bikini, hell, I'd stream in a bikini from a swimming pool. If that was me and I felt confidence in that way, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I also don't think that this is really fair when you take a look at pretty much magazines don't really exist anymore, right? But if you go to a store and you look at magazine covers, some of the people on those covers are wearing a hell of a lot less. And you can see a hell of a lot more than you could see in these hot tub meta streams, right? In the same way that, to be honest, if I go on Instagram, I can see far more on Instagram than what I could potentially see. So for me, I didn't care. I still don't care. Do whatever you want. I also think that what was really cool about the hot tub meta was how it created some really fun ideas that I think a lot of people really took it to the next level, made it really fun, and it's something that I think becomes way more entertaining. I want to show you, I have a friend, Rachel K, and she did this absolutely brilliant parody of the hot tub live stream. So what she actually did, and I thought this was bloody brilliant, so I'm going to share, is she promoted the hell out of the fact that she was about to do a hot tub stream. And people went mad because she's a very attractive girl. And then what they got was this, which was little Lego Star Wars characters.
Is this song to make you want to shake your butt?
She's shaking the little Lego character's bum. She's having a ton of fun with this.
Yeah, I died. I'm just wearing a wig for this. I'm wearing a cosplay. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing a cosplay.
So she's pretending that she's cosplay. She completely bamboozled.
Finn is controlling the lighting.
Oh, look at that. She completely bamboozled her viewers into believing that she was jumping into a hot tub live stream.
I fell in again. Oh no, I'm all wet. Oops.
Knocking over BB-8. She had massive viewers. People were so excited about this, and she was one of many who kind of had a ton of fun with this idea and kind of just took it and was like, you know what, let's just giggle, let's just have a good time. This is what it is. It was completely baiting people into it. And that was the thing. That was what made it really fun, is that it became a little bit silly. Lots of people did that. Also, though, what then happened was obviously all of this started happening. Twitch then set up a specific tag, which was pools, hot tubs, and beaches. There were lots of people who were angry about this, obviously, because we can't have pretty girls in bikinis. But it wasn't only pretty girls and guys doing this. There were some really cool things that came out of this. And I want to show you one of the things that came out of this and speak a little bit about it, which was marine mammal rescue. So what they ended up doing is they ended up running a live stream, which is just incredible, where you could actually watch... You could watch otters, and these little otters are all rescue otters, and they are hanging out here in their swimming pools, being rescued, swimming around, and you can watch them 24/7. This was a huge thing for them. They made lots of money. People loved watching these otters play. We can watch them sleeping. There's a little otter swimming, and this was really cool. And this was fantastic for marine rescue, because this gave them an opportunity to not only showcase, but with the views that they were getting, make some money using the hot tubs, pools, and beaches tag. So not all bad. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, this is terrible. Good-looking women are going to make lots of money because they have good bodies. Unacceptable. No, there were people that were using this, and it was able to create this incredible initiative where people could learn more about these marine animals. They could watch them. You can watch them playing with their little toys and swimming around, and you could watch this for hours. And they obviously made money from that, which is amazing. You could subscribe, the advertising as well. This was a fantastic way to use the tag. And I think that that's really something that was super cool and super fun, and something that showcased a lot of variety and a lot of fun. And this is why I didn't care. Okay, to be clear, I really did not care about the hot tub meta. I didn't see what the deal was, why people were getting upset. I thought it was fun. It also doesn't affect me. So I thought it was fun in the way that Rachel K could have a little bit of fun with it. I thought that it was fun in the, not only fun, but useful in the way that we saw Marine Mammal Rescue utilizing it. And hell, if you're an attractive human being sitting in a hot tub and people want to give you money to talk to you because you're in a bikini, you do you. I think that women's bodies have been controlled for so long. And I understand that men use this as well, but I'm focusing on women and those who identify as women. Our bodies have been controlled for so long, and we've had to deal with society dictating the way we look and whatever. If you found a way to make some cash, hell, do it. And like I said, I've seen far worse in other places, in magazines, Instagram accounts. So I wasn't against the hot tub stream as well. I'm also a little bit sick and tired of the situation where women are continually told to look a certain way. They have to look sexy, but you can't behave sexy. And you have to be very conscious of the fact that you can't be too fat, and you have to fit a particular guideline that society tells you. But also, if you then do that and monetize it in the sense that, you know, you're sitting in a hot tub, then you're a bad person. Like, I thought that was insane. And I thought the attack that happened to these women using this particular hashtag, who cares? It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect me if my friend is in a hot tub streaming. It really doesn't impact me. And like I said, like, the content that you were seeing is readily available online. It doesn't take away. So yeah, do what you want to do. But things changed. And now we're gonna jump right on into very murky waters and go for a little swim. Hot tub streams, swimming pool streams was one thing. However, some streamers decided that they might push this a little bit further. So earlier this month, some Twitch streamers decided that a great idea for them would be to go live in yoga pants, sports bras, do what they called yoga poses. But let's be clear, those poses were extremely suggestive. Have the camera angled in such a way that, in my opinion, was focused more on certain areas of their body than their face, which technically I felt was in conflict with the Twitch community guidelines, but whatever. Pose in these sort of, they called them yoga poses. I'm going to say it's suggestive poses. And then get involved in ASMR, but not really. So ASMR is obviously another section on Twitch that there's incredible live streamers, and I don't quite understand it, but I do know that every time I bite ice, if I've got an ice block and I bite it, my mom, or an ice cream and you bite it, my mom, her whole body just gets covered in goosebumps, right? She has this like weird reaction. My understanding with ASMR is that people get these weird reactions to the audio. So there are streamers that have specialized in making these sounds, which people can then watch, and they get this weird physical reaction, whether it be goosebumps or it's calming or whatever else. I've played ASMR videos before. I don't understand it, but people get a reaction from it, and it's a specialized thing. It's very difficult to do, to get those sounds right, to get that reaction right. The streamers that I'm mentioning in their yoga pants and their little sports bras put themselves into the ASMR category and claimed they were doing ASMR. What they were actually doing was just licking a mic. I think there were ears on the mics, but besides the point, they were licking the mics and making a very specific noise. I want to show pictures, but where you can clearly see how the camera is focused. If you have half a brain cell, it's pretty clear what's going on, and what it's a suggestive pose. It's a suggestive pose, and you're licking a microphone while looking at the camera, making a very specific noise that you don't make licking a microphone. Because I could literally lick this microphone I'm talking into right now, and I can assure you the noise that it makes is not the noise that was coming out of these mics. That was a very specific sound that was being created. And there was no doubt in my mind what was happening here. It was extremely suggestive. It was without a doubt hinting at something, and it was feeding into an audience that we know. However, this is where the difficulty comes in, because as much as I watch that and think, possibly not, the line is actually a bit blurred, because Twitch's guidelines say if it is intentionally sexy, it's against the rules. But if it's merely incidentally sexy, it's allowed. Now, how do you decide what's intentionally sexy and what's incidentally sexy? There was a bunch of streamers who jumped onto this weird ASMR thing, and both of them got banned. I think there were two that got banned. They've since been reinstated, because their argument is this wasn't intentionally sexy. It was incidentally sexy. They were in yoga pants. They were doing yoga poses. and they were simply licking a microphone, much like ASMR making sounds, it was incidentally sexy. Take from it what you will, is the argument. If you presume that it was sexually suggestive, that's on you, but that's it. So the comment from one of the streamers was basically that the line is well defined as knowing what is or isn't pornography. And even though the streams in question were extremely suggestive, they weren't pornography. So there we go. And I call a little bit of nope on that one. I think that Twitch's guidelines are way too vague. But here's my thing. To take you back to what I was saying, I don't have an issue with the hot tub meta, but I had an issue with this. Because this starts going into a place that I'm not 100% comfortable with. And again, I want to reiterate, do not get me wrong. I don't have a problem with how you choose to use your body. I do not have, I believe that if a woman wants to be a sex worker or a stripper and that's their way of making income, that's completely okay. If you want to pose in yoga poses and lick a microphone to make money, that's okay. I'm all right with it. It doesn't affect me. But it does start to become a little bit concerning to me when you're doing it on a platform like Twitch where 13-year-old kids are jumping in. 13-year-old kids are on here watching. And there is a streamer who I really enjoy for her outspokenness who had a comment on this. And I want to apologize for the swearing in advance, but I do think her commentary is possibly valid, and maybe she words this a little bit better than I could. So this is Sweet Tales talking about her feelings on this new ASMR meta.
I'm always going to speak my mind, and this is the one thing. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I know there's a lot of women that feel that way, but they're not going to say anything because God forbid anybody says anything, then we come off being sexist. Because, you know, if it's not hurting you, then why do you care so much? Now I care because this is the platform I'm fucking on. And what you don't understand is when you open a door like that, those doors are going to keep opening. They should have, that hot tub meta that's happening, great. I'm so over it. Like, do what you want to do. Even though I feel like there's other platforms for it, but that's fine. They got their own category, great. But when you allow that, you're opening the door up, right? They're literally bending over, doggy style, sucking on a microphone and making this ear-licking noises and staring at the camera, making eye contact. In the ASMR category, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And hell yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, guys. Because this is the one thing that I'm like, all right, I've had enough. Like, where are we gonna draw the fucking line, guys? Where are we gonna, this is a 13-plus-year-old fucking platform. And don't get me wrong, these girls are killing it. They're making great money. That's great. And I love women. If you want to do your own, if you want to have an OnlyFans, you want to be and these women are gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But I just don't think Twitch is the platform for that. It's not. It's not. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, what do we do? There's nothing that's going to happen. They're going to be like, then don't watch it. They're not hurting you. Don't complain. But as a partnered streamer on this platform, I feel like it's my responsibility to at least show that I don't think this is right. I don't.
I'm not a partnered streamer, so it doesn't affect me nearly as much. But there are parts of Sweet Tale's arguments that I agree with. What Sweet Tale says is pretty relevant, because the thing for me, and again, I'm going to reiterate this, and I'm going to keep saying this. I don't have an issue. Your body is your body, and you can do whatever you want with it. And if there is a way for you to make money from that, then by all means, I believe you should be allowed to do that. And if that means sitting in a hot tub, so be it. If that means doing these ASMR streams, then by all means, I think you should be allowed to do it. I don't think I'm here to police you, but I do have an issue with it happening on Twitch. And now I think where the problem comes in is it looks a little bit like, oh, you think that you're better than these women and you don't want it on their platform. No, if it's going to be on Twitch, I'm okay with that. It can be on Twitch, but then there needs to be stricter guidelines, because right now, in order to get on Twitch, you need to be 13 or older. I don't think a 13-year-old girl or boy should be watching that sort of content. I think it gives the wrong message. I think when young boys watch that, they have a perceived idea of that they're young. I mean, when you're 13, can you really understand the difference between this is a woman who's over 18 who chooses to do this with her body, or the idea that, well, women, hell, I just give them some money and they'll do what I want. You know, if you're a 13-year-old girl I was a 13-year-old girl, so I can talk about how weird you feel and how uncomfortable you feel in your body and how you are such a mess up of hormones that I could understand watching this, believing that this is the only way for you to succeed in this space if that's what you want to do. And this is my thing. I worry about the age of user here. And I've read all the arguments. I've seen the complaints from people online saying, well, if your 13-year-old is watching this, you should be a better parent. But again, I was once 13, and I know what I did on the internet when I was 13, 14. I am well aware of what I got away with, which my parents did not know. So the truth of that is, I'm concerned about the age. And the thing is, for me, this goes way further than this ASMR stuff. And I will explain in a little bit towards the end of this conversation where my issues are. But right now, even though these ASMR streamers they're not necessarily hurting me or hurting you, I do think that they're doing damage to other women streamers or those who identify as women streamers. The biggest argument in this conversation is that it doesn't hurt anyone else. What they're doing doesn't hurt you, and it doesn't hurt anyone else. It doesn't hurt me as a streamer. It doesn't hurt the viewer. If you don't like it, don't go watch it. And therefore, it doesn't matter. And there was a concern after Sweet Tail's video where a lot of women came out and said, I don't feel comfortable. I'm concerned about the type of person who's going to start using Twitch because they're going to believe this is the content they can get. And the feedback was, those people, and this specifically came from the woman doing these ASMR streams, is my audience is not going to come to your channel. They come to my channel for me. They're not coming to you. So it doesn't affect you at all. But I want to show you something which I think changes the conversation completely. Now, a lot of you, if you're from South Africa, will know a prominent South African streamer, Fifi. They are fantastic, and they play a lot of fun games. They are regularly involved in the community, and they posted up a tweet recently. And this is where I think the difference comes. Fifi has not done a hot tub stream. Fifi plays games all day, that's what Fifi does as a streamer. And yet, as per the screen grab that Fifi shared on Twitter, people searching. So when someone comes on Twitch, and they are looking for content, people searching for Fifi TV, i.e. coming across Fifi TV's Twitch channel, were also coming across one after the other, after the other, after the other of pools, hot tubs, and beaches streamers, and specifically the streamers we mentioned during the ASMR. Fifi has never done ASMR or pools, hot tubs, and beaches. I don't even think Fifi's ever done a stream in a bikini. But yet, the people watching that are now going to Fifi's channel or searching for Fifi's channel, which tells me that there's a whole new audience coming in, and they're not necessarily gaming fans. They're coming in for a whole different reason and are now finding that content. And that is a huge problem. I've seen it in the last few weeks when I've done these. I'm getting more and more trolls. I'm getting really horrible DMs, and there's a different type of attitude coming about. And a lot of people would argue, oh, well, Fifi, it's in the name. You got to change your name. No, Fifi was here first playing games. Why should Fifi have to change their name? Because there's now an expectation that because that's your name, you're going to have yourself in a bikini. It can be really confusing. And of course, maybe I misunderstand that. Maybe it means that people were also looking to watch her and they happen to watch that. But I do think what starts happening is people searching for Fifi are people that have been watching this. And this is the issue where a lot of women and those that identify women are going to feel pressured to create this content. I think that it's going to create a situation where it's going to stop being uncomfortable. You're going to be here and someone's going to come into chat and be like, take your shirt off. And I worry if that's the case. And it is going to hurt someone like Fifi's brand. It is going to be damaging to them. And what are they supposed to do about it? They're on the same platform. It's interesting because I have a friend who I've worked with on many broadcasts, Pookie Face, an incredibly talented Fortnite streamer. And she came out yesterday quite publicly writing a note to Twitch saying, "Dear Twitch, this tweet is my formal request for the revoking of my partnership. I no longer wish to be affiliated with your platform or continue to provide you with revenue from my subscriptions. I'm embarrassed for both myself and you. Let me be clear, this has been a long time coming. Twitch has proven time and time again that they are inept at handling most PR issues and cannot be trusted to make the correct decision most of the time. I can't actively support a company that is constantly trying to do damage control instead of proactively trying to be better. I wouldn't tolerate it from anywhere else, so why would I make an exception here? I don't want to financially support a business like this. And to be clear, I have zero issue with the content creators who are creating this content. My issue is not with them. I think sex work is valid work, and I think it's great it is being destigmatized and more widely accepted. However, I believe it has to be acknowledged that not everyone on the Twitch platform is 18 plus, and having these streams recommended to a 13-year-old isn't something I'm comfortable with nor want to be affiliated with. That for me is the crux of the matter. Twitch is well aware that most of its users are not necessarily 18 years old or older. There is no way that a little note saying, hey, 18 plus mature audiences is going to stop a 14-year-old boy from finding this content. And it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. And it concerns me that this is the situation that we find ourselves in on Twitch. As much as the conversation I'm having right now is specifically about how far some of these streamers are willing to push Twitch's terms of service, I also understand that as far as Twitch is concerned, if it's bringing in money, they don't care. They make money. This is about making money for them. They don't care who's watching the content. If there's more people here subscribing, they make money. If those streamers have more followers and more subs, Twitch makes money. And at the end of the day, Twitch is a company and all Twitch cares about is money. I also don't think that this is necessarily the hill we need to die on, because the truth is, I think there are huge problems in Twitch and they don't just end here. There is so much racist, homophobic, bigotry, like sexism. I can throw all the words out, but the point is, there's some horrible stuff on this platform. There's some horrible stuff on YouTube as well. YouTube, I think, has tried to a degree to clean themselves up a little bit because they realized that they needed to be advertiser friendly and they had lots of kids. Twitch, I think, is more in the space of going, you know what? You push. I find it weird that they're okay with like, I have seen streamers with maybe 20 concurrents a week who are banned outright from the platform forever because someone trolled them or caused them to whatever, made a mistake, and they are completely uninterested in Twitch is uninterested in the streamer saying you've made a mistake or this happened or whatever. Yet here, these streamers actively publicly say they're going to see how far they can push the terms of service, and they get away with it. And it's pretty clear that they get away with it because they bring in lots more money. So, things like that. And it makes me concerned about the platform itself. And I mean, I'm on Twitch, so it's a difficult conversation for me to have. But Google, Facebook, they're taking really aggressive stances against pornography. And while what we're talking about doesn't technically fall into pornography, it's definitely suggestive content. I do think that Twitch is responsible for fixing this. And I worry about the type of information that we are now, and the type, not the information, but the type of person we're creating. I am going to show you a video that was on my Twitch timeline, on my Twitter timeline recently. And I was horrified by this. But I feel like if Twitch continues to just allow anything, and I'm not only talking about the ASMR stuff, the ear-licking ASMR stuff now, I'm talking about the sexism, the racism, the bigotry. If Twitch continues to just go, actually, it's not our problem, you guys do you, or you girls do you, and we'll just stand back here and hope nothing happens, we're gonna see more and more of this happening. And this is scary. Once again, this is extremely aggressive. There is a lot of swearing. It's not nice to listen to. So I apologize in advance, but it's probably important that we listen to this.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but none of these female Twitch streamers actually like playing the games. Every single bit of it is acting. You do realize that the original Twitch community was all people who loved to play the games. Now, the Twitch community is made up of big tits that you're coming for the tits instead of the game. What the fuck happened to Twitch? Literally. I'll take one for the team. I'll be this asshole male that's calling out all these female Twitch streamers because you know what, at the end of the fucking day, to have an OnlyFans advertised on Twitch, it's for fucking video games. You're fucking up the boys' shit. This is the only thing we had. The only thing we had. Now we don't even have Twitch because you dumb big-titted fucking thoughts want to take it from us and then act like you actually like the games. You don't like these games. Sit the fuck down.
I mean, I don't want to psychologically break down some of the issues here in that specific conversation. I mean, there's a few, and by no means I don't even know where to begin with that. But here's the thing with this individual is you can see the giant problem here is that one, all women on Twitch are now not interested in the game. So he has taken... I mean, he's incorrect in saying Twitch is about video games. It was never about video games. Twitch was always a live streaming platform. It just was adopted by gamers first. But you see the aggression that comes out there where now all women on Twitch don't like games and are thoughts and aren't interested in the games, and it's acting, and they're destroying it. That type of aggression, that's the first time I've seen it publicly. It's not the first time I've heard it. I've seen this as well. But that individual has now taken something, and because for whatever reason he's unhappy with the woman on Twitch, he's now labeled all women. Am I saying that's the fault of the woman doing the ear-licking ASMR? No, of course not. But if you look at, if you obviously heard the video, but if you see the person in the video, that is a very young individual, and I presume around the ages of between 15 and 17, mentally not quite at the space where possibly respects the fact that women's bodies are their own and what they do with them is okay. And this is where this aggression comes in. And this is what concerns me so much about where we're going with the ASMR ear licking thing, is I feel like we start crossing a line where we are going to continue. There's already so much off topic. There's already so much sexism on Twitch. Twitch is horribly sexist. There's no control of the chats. I've seen sexism. I've seen the most horrific racism. It is impossible to go on an esports stream without seeing some form of sexism or racism or bigotry. And now on top of that, we're adding this. So I think to kind of wrap this all up and to talk is that, one, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the hot tub meta. I don't think that there is absolutely anything wrong with attractive women in bikinis sitting in hot tubs doing streams. I think that they can wear whatever they want. I think that if you have a great body, man or woman, and you're showing it off, that's okay. Like I said, there are magazine covers that show less. You can watch TV these days and see less. And I don't think that that's going to harm a 14-year-old child if they see someone in a bikini. However, if we're going to start posing in sexually suggestive poses, whether or not it was intentionally sexy or not, while licking a microphone, we're now moving into another territory, and Twitch needs to be responsible for that. Not only that, Twitch needs to be responsible for that, but it also needs to be responsible for the type of user it's breeding, like that gent we saw. And I understand that they're just a company and their only job is to make money and they're not responsible for the people using the platform. But they could 100% be stricter about the way these things are handled. They could 100% be stricter about how things are dealt with in chat. They could 100% be stricter on ensuring that if they're going to allow ear licking ASMR, which by all means, like I said, it doesn't hurt me, but it does hurt me when 13, 14-year-olds are allowed to go and it becomes open-ended. Put it behind a paywall where you're forced to put your credit card in to show that you're over 18. Do that. Have a section on Twitch where it's adult and you're forced to do that. But I do worry about the route we're going here. I worry about the message that we're feeding to young girls who might come here looking for a space to create content, believing that's the route they have to go. I'm worried about the message that we give to young boys. I just worry about the type of space we're creating. And I've done a lot of these tech girl talks, and we've spoken about serious issues from toxicity to how the LGBTQ community is not welcomed in esports. And I'm starting to be concerned about the fact that it always comes back to, when we talk about the horrible things that get said and the horrible way people are treated, it's almost always it's in-game chat, but it's on Twitch chat. It's always on Twitch chat that these conversations come out. And surely that needs to be a red flag. We need to start having serious conversations saying, you know what, at the end of the day, Twitch, we understand you want to make money. We get it. Either have a category that's age locked, where if people want that, that's where they go. Or alternatively, make a decision as to what you want. If you want to be a 13 plus platform, stop this. But not only this, stop all that other stuff. Just put your foot down. Help us create a better space. Stop to figure out how you do that. And I get it. I mean, I've had this argument about game devs as well, and these conversations as well, where, is it the game dev's responsibility to stop the toxicity in chat? Well, no, they want to make money. They got to sell games. They're not going to ban every person that drops a racial slur, because at the end of the day, if they're sexist or racist, they lose a player. But I do think that maybe it's time that we hold these companies to account and we start saying, you know what, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of the abuse, and I get a lot of it. I'm tired of the abuse that I get on Twitch when I'm on an esports broadcast or here or whatever else. Other people are too. But I'm also tired of the fact that certain behaviors are allowed, because the truth is, if I played a song that was copyrighted in a clip and it was found on my Twitch channel, I get banned. That is it. I am off. And they don't care, because I have however many views per stream. But yet, we can push the line where we can sit in suggestive poses, licking a microphone, and we can argue that that isn't quite all that bad. And I'm worried about the type of human being that is grown and developed in these cases. Thanks for watching Tech Girl Talks. I hope you enjoyed, and if you do, I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss a single episode, and a subscribe always goes a long way. Don't forget, live on Twitch every single Wednesday, 1 p.m. SAST, or you can watch the VODs right here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.